63 facts only Hearthstone veterans know. If you know more than half of these, then consider yourself an absolute genius! Number 1. Once upon a time, there was actually a sorry emote that you could say in a Hearthstone game. Although it was removed and later replaced, you can actually still hear that emote sometimes with the help of Mayor Noggin Fogger and sometimes some other stuff, randomizing the effect of the emote that you choose.
Jiraxis is sorry.
This may not surprise you, but there are more 3-cost cards in Hearthstone than any other mana cost. Similarly, there are more beast minions in Hearthstone than any other tribe. Number 3, Ben Brode, who was the game director and public face of Hearthstone up until 2018, has an NPC in World of Warcraft named Benjamin Brode that depicts him in his wonderful red flannel he likes to wear. I wonder if the NPC laughs hysterically in game. Speaking of Ben Brode, in 2016, partially due to Ben Brode's comments, it was a meme around the community that there may be a secret priest deck that would be incredibly powerful, yet no one was able to discover it. It was called the Unicorn Priest deck.
There might be a super secret priest deck that people just haven't run into, haven't been able to come up with yet, which might explain why everyone thinks priest is absolute trash. Now, we already know statistically priest is absolute trash.
You can go over maximum mana with a coin now. Previously, if you had 10 mana and that was your max, you couldn't use a card like Innervate or Coin without it being wasted. Now, you can safely play a coin on any mana and not have to worry about it being wasted. Death Rattles trigger in the order that they are played. So say your first Death Rattle that died was Mad Scientist, which adds a secret to the playing field. And let's say the second Death Rattle minion that you played was a card that when it died, it checked if there was a secret in play and it did something. And your opponent plays like a Flame Strike that kills them both. The order of which those resolve, your Mad Scientist would die, you would get a secret. That card, even though it's dying to the same spell that Mad Scientist is dying to, will actually proc because there is now a secret in play as a result of the Mad Scientist Death Rattle procking first. Not only do Death Rattles trigger in the order they are played, but Death Rattles also consistently proc after effects that say the word whenever.
Whenever an enemy dies, Death Rattle procs after whenever, right? I think it does. For science? Oh, that's your streamer.
Shattered Sun Cleric is actually an early depiction of Lady Liadrin. There are currently 11 playable classes in Hearthstone, up from the 9 that the game released with. Perhaps one day this fact will be outdated and we'll get a 12th. Did you know that if you play mind games and there is no minions in your opponent's deck, that it summons a minion anyway? That minion is called Shadow of Nothing, which is a 0 mana priest minion with 0 attack and 1 health with the text, "Mind games whiffed. Your opponent had no minions." Games can end in a draw in various different ways. The ultimate way a game can end in a draw is by hitting the turn limit, which is 45 turns. If that turn limit is reached, the game automatically ends and both heroes explode, resulting in a tie. Which may leave you wondering, what happens if you tie in the arena? Well, in that case, the game pretends like the game did not happen. Neither player gets a win or a loss, and they can continue with whatever their record was before that game. I don't know if you know this, but it takes less than 1 second to subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can try it out yourself right now down below. Loads of classic and basic cards in Hearthstone are repurposed art from the original World of Warcraft TCG, and loads of them, if not all of them, had different names, such as Quickshot, which was this, Undertaker, which was this, and Ironbeak Owl, which was this. Similar to mind games is Sense Demons. If you play Sense Demons and you have no demons left in your deck, it will add a Worthless Imp to your hand. Worthless Imp is a 1 mana demon with 1 attack and 1 health that says you are out of demons. At least there are always imps. Whispers of the Old Gods Cthulhu, the OG love of our hearts, does not need to actually be in your deck for his related cards to work. And the other related cards that don't just buff him but do stuff based on him being buffed also work and trigger their effects if he's not even around. Discover is an ability that allows the player to choose one of 3 different cards. The 3 cards are randomly selected from a pool of all eligible cards as stated by the card text. If not stated, the pool of cards consists of all eligible neutral and classic cards matching the player's current hero class. The Discover effect was the first keyword to continue to appear on cards outside of the set it was first introduced in, the next 2 being Lifesteal and Rush. Number 15. The first skin ever sold in Hearthstone was Magni Bronzebeard. It costed $9.99. It came with its own portrait, a full set of custom emotes, had a custom custom tray had special entrance animation, as well as the wonderful hammer hero power animation. In my opinion, this is still one of the best skins that Hearthstone has ever made. Following it up closely next was Illyria, Windrunner, and Medivh. Combined with Magni, those three were the first skins available for purchase in Hearthstone. In the Dalaran heist, there was a goblin pretending to be Garrosh that mirrors any emotes that you happen to use.
You play well!
Humph! Well played indeed.
This is just silly, bro. You're not fooling anyone.
Me, thank you!
No, my thanks.
My thanks.
Oh, wow!
Astonishing.
2,147,483,647 is the highest amount that you can have in Hearthstone. It is the integer limit. If a minion's health or attack goes over this number, it routes back to 0. Mirror Entity is a reference to the game Portal, with its orange and blue portal found in its art. Also, the necklace looks pretty close to a companion cube. You didn't used to be able to magnetize a minion if your board was full. Thanks to a change in order to make mechs stronger in battlegrounds and just more straightforward to play, Constructed now works this way as well. Many of you may know that if you have a deck full of all golden cards, you get a golden coin. But also in modern Hearthstone, you can have an all diamond deck or an all signature deck. In these cases, you also get a golden coin. In Heroic Naxxramas, you will encounter bosses like Lotheb, and in these encounters, you actually can't use the classic Alex Strasek card. It is considered cheating, frowned upon by those bosses based on the rules they've decided.
All right, so I need another ice block right now. Or for him to not hero power next turn. I'm dead, anyways. But I will break my record. Consider it broken! You have to Alex yourself, I don't give a
I won't stand for such cheap tactics here.
You're not crazy. You may have just lost that Hearthstone game you played because you went second instead of first. Statistics show that over the course of Hearthstone, players that go first are more likely to win than players with the coin. Wild Growth, Overgrowth, and other cards that give you mana crystals, when played on your maximum amount of mana crystals, give you an excess mana card that when cast, draws you a card. Expansions, adventures, and mini sets have a unique identifier on every card that lets you know what set it belongs to. Despite it not being really shown much in the game, or being hard to find if you didn't already know, there are actually skins you earn for each class for getting 1k wins in arena, ranked, or duels. RIP duels. For those that don't know, it was removed from the game on April 16th, 2024 and is no longer playable in any way. Number 27. Hearthstone cards with the word Echo on it cannot cost less than 1 mana. Echo is a keyword where a card is repeatable to be played the turn you first play it. You can play it as many times as you have mana for one turn, and then the card goes away instead of it just going away like it normally would. And unfortunately for Echo enjoyers, this eventually broke with Snip Snap, where a prominent Warlock deck popped off using discounts to make your Snip Snaps 0 and then playing infinite Snip Snaps on a mech, which allowed you to get an infinitely statted minion, which allowed you to hit your opponent in the face, killing them relatively early in the game. So to fix that interaction, to fix that deck, and to future-proof, they made it so that consistently across the board, the Echo keyword cannot cost less than 1. Quick stop through Lower Town. Mr. Bigglesworth is a neutral level 5 house cat that belongs to Kel'Thuzad. It's actually also a token that you can generate in Hearthstone. The Scalomance Academy version can be obtained by having a full board of cat-like minions while also controlling Headmaster Kel'Thuzad. The first version can be seen in a Naxxramas encounter against Kel'Thuzad when Animal Companion is played. Many people know that Sacrificial Pact used to work on Jaraxxus the hero.
I guess he didn't know. Lord Jaraxxus is going to be coming down, and this is going to close out the series. Loosefield going to be able to take it with the Sacrificial Pact. Jesus Christ.
Wow. Oh my god. Lord plays Lord Jaraxxus.
But did you know that Snipe and Repentance also did?
Hey, I'm really curious, what if one plays Repentance, and since Jaraxxus is actually slammed on the board, what? The
Titans, colossal minions, and some legendary cards like Bounce Around can't be discovered at all under no circumstance. There's no way to know which cards can't be discovered without just knowing. So be sure to be plugged into Hearthstone's people's socials, I guess, because that's how they announce these things and that's how you find out. And otherwise, it's just not gonna happen. You're just gonna like assume you can get it and not be able to get it and be sad when you don't get it. In the same vein, you can't evolve into colossal minions either. They're simply not in the pool of options. You can never evolve a 9 or 10 mana card into one above or the same and hit something like Neptulon. You just can't do it. Mind control tech and other steal effects kill the minion that it steals if your board is full. The same is true of cards like Vanish or Sap. If you vanish when the opponent's hand is full, every card that can't go into the hand instead dies. The same would be true for something like Freezing Trap. Basically, if anything is trying to go someplace where there is no room, it will die instead of going there. Much like how slot machines have public odds that show how likely something is to happen, so too do Hearthstone packs. When opening a normal pack, on average you have a 0.6% chance to get a signature legendary card, and you're guaranteed to get one within 361 packs from the last time you did. Whereas on the flip side, you have on average a 21% chance to get a normal epic card, and you are guaranteed to get one within 10 packs from the previous normal epic card drop. For a legendary minion, it is a 5% chance to get, and you are guaranteed to get one within 40 packs from the previous. What I mean by being guaranteed to get is that there are also pity timers in the game. So it's not just a flat odds rate, but the odds of getting something actually gets better as time goes on to guarantee that you get one a certain amount of time. The odds for normal packs, gold packs, and signature golden packs are all available publicly online. Ragnaros the Fire Lord has legs. There was this clip that I think is quite iconic of someone opening packs at the release of the Grand Tournament set. They opened over 200 packs, and unfortunately for them, in those 200 to 300 packs, they opened the card Wolf Ramshield a few too many times.
Hey.
God! What the heck? Yo, legendary. Second Fist of Jirax! Golden Fist of Jiraxes! What the f is this game? I'm just getting a lot of rares out of my packs now.
I thought about keeping it because, you know, 3 golden spiders OP.
Legendary.
Oh my god.
This game sucks, dude! I think it's like my 3rd mulch, too. Hey! Oh!
Think of it like this. It's the same as any other gold bad legend.
Hey, there we go. No! 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 What the f?
Oh man, dude, you're so bad.
Thankfully for us, we don't have to go through what he did, because there is now protection against this. When you open a legendary card, you are now guaranteed to get a legendary card from that set that you have never opened before. So you now have to open every legendary of a set before you can open a duplicate, which is why it's called duplicate protection. Flawless Azeroth Gladiator is such an insanely difficult achievement, requiring a 12-win, 0-loss run with every class in the arena. All these years later, in 2025, it has been confirmed that less than 15 people in the entire world have completed it.
Achievement done. GG. Judge, you are part of history. Oh, we did it! I called my shot from the beginning of the draft. Flawless Gladiator on it. Oh, God. Finally. Shout out to chat for believing in me. You guys believed in me the whole time, right? You guys did believe in me the whole time, right? Just want to make sure. And now, Arena goes to 100%. Oh.
In patch 13.2.0.28855, Jaina Proudmoore's artwork was modified to now include a camisole under her bodice. Elite Tauren Chieftain is a legendary neutral minion card from the Legacy set that gives both players the power to rock, aka they get a power chord card. The names of these cards are all references to the names of songs from the ETC metal band, which is a band comprised of Blizzard Entertainment employees. However, they have not played since Metallica closed the show for them during the BlizzCon 2014 closing ceremony. The golden copy of Gelbin Mekatork is uncraftable. It has a special unlock requirement and cannot be crafted, disenchanted, or opened from card backs. The way to previously obtain it was to spend real money in the shop during the game's beta test starting from August 16, 2013, or up until as latest as March 11, 2014. If you did not spend money in the shop of Hearthstone during that time, it is impossible for you to get the golden version of this card. Similarly, Elite Tauren Chieftain's golden version is also uncraftable. Its special unlock requirement was to purchase a ticket or virtual ticket to BlizzCon 2013, starting from September 12th, 2013, or up until December 31st, 2013, for $40. If you did not spend $40 on a ticket or virtual ticket to BlizzCon, it is impossible for you to get the Elite Tauren Chieftain golden version. One of the cards that Elite Tauren Chieftain generates, Rogue's Do It, is actually a spell with 2 steps. First, it damages its target, and then it queues and resolves all triggers. Then it draws a card, and then it queues and resolves those triggers, which is just not how cards that do 2 things would work today. Number 44! An amazing flavor, absolutely beautiful flavor. The card Hecklebot has more than a dozen different voice lines.
Face me, you adult amateur. Face me, you cowardly clump. Face me, you meddling moron. Face me, you vapid vermin. You jabbering junk heap. You pathetic pipsqueak. You silly sloth.
There is no shortage of heckling with this robot. Zephyrs the Great cannot generate cards that could bounce him, such as Youthful Brewmaster or Shadowstep, despite those cards belonging to the sets at which Zephyrs would pull cards from. In Hearthstone, there are custom cards made for each developer that can be seen in the credits. If you go to the credits and wait, it will slowly cycle through cards with the names of the developers that have made Hearthstone over the years, such as the Ben Brode card. When opening Scalomance packs, there is a hidden message that can be seen during the animation. Feel free to try to zoom in on it sometime in the client and figure out what it says. This is a really niche fact, but Ysera Unleashed, the Druid Ysera that casts Dream Portals into your deck, which are spells that are cast when drawn, summon a dragon. Those Dream Portals specifically cannot summon Nozdormu due to turn timer bugs where your opponent's turn would be skipped. They just, instead of fixing any of the bugs, they just removed Nozdormu from the pool of dragons at which Dream Portal pulls from, which is kind of interesting, albeit fairly irrelevant. One of the saddest facts on this list, at least for me personally, ranks do not matter in Hearthstone. This is why you'll see dumpster legend players playing against people in gold or even bronze. There's actually hidden matchmaking rating, or MMR, that the game goes off of when finding you a worthy opponent. As a result, the opponent's ranked is hidden for both players until you reach legend. It just doesn't show you the rank of your opponent, because if and when they used to, you'd get all sorts of questions about, hey, I'm in bronze, why am I playing someone in diamond? When in reality, the rank doesn't matter at all. You and that person have the same internal MMR rating. He's just played in 1 more games in the current season, and so he's in diamond and you're in bronze. I wish ranks mattered like in every other competitive game that has existed, but sadly, that's the world we live in. Ranks are irrelevant. You just play them on a Hearthstone that you can play, and you get where you get, and you don't throw a fit. In the Tombs of Terror single-player adventure, there is a treasure called the Sack of Lamps that is only accessible if players fulfill an unknown requirement. Yes, in 2025, the requirements for this are still just assumptions that all are based around playing lots of Zephyr's Lamps in prior runs.
Do you know the secret handshake?
The Hearthstone board is limited to 7 slots on each side of the board, but can technically be circumvented through various unintended interactions. Gelbin Mekatork's entrance music is taken from Battle for Gnomeregan. This sting is shared with Pinkmaster Overspark, Millhouse Manastorm, Nat Pagel, and Captain Greenskin. Cthulhu the Shattered is assembled by playing all 4 pieces that he shuffles into your deck at the beginning of the game. But that's not the fact, although that is a fact. But what's interesting is that you can actually assemble more than one of him during a game if you find a way to duplicate a second copy of each of the pieces and play them all again. For all cards, skins, and other assets in Hearthstone that have a known artist listed, there are over 550 artists credited for working on Hearthstone. Sneaking in little references to pop culture and other movies, TV shows, and video games, card games, etc. is something that the designers love to do in Hearthstone. There are numerous amounts of voice lines, card arts, flavor text that have references to other franchises and other cool pieces of media. Far too many for me to list here today, but it does feel like a fact worth noting that like there are Patrick Star references, there are Lord of the Rings references, there are Brooklyn Nine-Nine references. It's kind of crazy if you know where to look and if you look hard enough. So there is absolutely no shortage of cool Easter eggs and references in the light text realm of Hearthstone. One of the rarest card backs in Hearthstone, Golden Celebration, is a solid gold card back that is only acquirable by having a high level finish in an approved Hearthstone esports event. What a beautiful card back. In Hearthstone, there are lots of interactions with the in-game board. The most famous one is the volcano on the Journey to Un'Goro board. By fiddling with the right elements in the right way, you can actually erupt that volcano. You can also shuffle through the fruit in the bottom right of this here board, and sometimes you'll see things like a boot or a golden fruit. There are many cool things to do with boards in Hearthstone, and the newest year of Hearthstone is getting a new board that incorporates elements from all of the expansions during the year. This one is less relevant and constructed these days than it is Battlegrounds, but the type count is higher than you'd probably expect. What I mean by type is tribe, so Murloc, Beast, Demon, etc. If you had a card that said gain +1/+1 for each type that died this game, and you had a Murloc die, a Beast die, and a Murloc, a Beast, and a Mech die, that minion would gain +3/+3. But if it had a Mech, Murloc, Beast die, and an all die, it would gain +4/+4. What's interesting is if it had a Mech, Murloc, and Beast die, and 17 different all minions die, you would expect the amount of times it could gain 1/1 would cap at the amount of different tribes that exist either in your Battlegrounds lobby or just in the game, but the cap is actually way higher than that. In this clip here, Atrocity, a all-type minion, doesn't cap at the number of tribes in the game or in the game total. It actually just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, counting each all minion as a different type to the count.
Let's go. We doing it, baby. Left. That's good. That's good enough, right? That's good enough, right? Yeah, the Titus never dies. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good, baby. Let's go. Win the lobby. Easy. Oh, I can't believe it. This was creative, bro. This was so creative. My tokens are 180 damage because I've lost that many atrocities.
Hero skins in Hearthstone can be split into 6 rarities. Those are Basic, Light, Full, Diamond, Legendary, and Mythic. Basic skins include just the 11 heroes for each class, and they aren't animated until the player reaches 500 wins. That's what you see when you pick a class and no skins. The Light skins are either new characters or reused characters in alternative outfits and forms. The Full skins can be new characters or reused characters in alternative outlets and forms, but they can also be animated, come with a full new set of emotes, a custom hero tray, special entrance animation, special hero power animations, full artworks in the collection manager, along with a unique music playing while examining the skin. Diamond skins have the same features as full skins, but they also have fully animated 3D models with a few animations that are shared between different actions. Legendary skins have the same features as diamond skins, but they also have additional special animations where the player performs up to 15 unique interactions like playing minions, attacking, winning, or losing the game. And then mythic skins have the same features as legendary skins, but they also have custom attacking animations and additional customization of the player's side of the battlefield, such as the hero power button, the battlefield corners, and lighting. Prior to the Whispers of the Old Gods expansion, Old Murkai was not craftable and had to be earned through collecting every classic Murloc. The way to do that was to complete the quest, which awarded 1 regular copy to the player upon collecting regular copies of all the classic Murlocs. The quest Golden International awarded the golden version when you achieved ownership of all of the basic and classic Murlocs in their golden versions. Eventually, this was removed from the game entirely and he just became craftable like everybody else, which is kind of a shame because prior to these changes, Old Murkai was the cheapest legendary card in the game, requiring only 700 dust to craft because you only needed 700 dust to craft one of each of the other non-basic Murlocs, compared to the 1600 dust that it would require to craft him directly or any other legendary directly. The cost could actually be considered even lower since most players would already have collected some of the required Murlocs just naturally, so if they were intending to build a Murloc deck but didn't have Old Murkai, it wouldn't cost them very much to get it. However, in that same vein, obtaining the golden version required like 4,000 dust to craft the other golden classic Murlocs. So, and you also had to level up 4 of your different classes to level 53 in order to obtain the golden basic Murlocs that you couldn't craft. So in one way it was the cheapest to craft, and in another kind of the hardest to obtain if you specifically wanted the golden version. Speaking of level 53, that's how it worked in the old system. It was eventually changed to where when you would level up, you would be granted core cards. But it was later changed again at the start of 2024 to make it so that leveling up did nothing other than just make the number larger. They've honestly rehauled that system a few times, and none of it really matters at the end of the day. Just like play Hearthstone and maybe it'll give you stuff. Discover cards cannot discover themselves. Once upon a time, you used to be able to do things like that, but they changed it so that things like Dragon Queen Alexstrasza could not hit itself, or things like, you know, Stonehill Defender couldn't hit Stonehill Defender and just go infinite. Not that that would actually like be all that relevant. But yeah, you used to be able to do it, but now you cannot. Dude, imagine being able to like Primal Fin into Primal Fin in Battlegrounds with Bran alive. Absolute wet dreams right there. Oh my. There's an achievement that's just called 4 question marks. You tick this up by completing 4 linked achievements. Those linked achievements are Say My Name, What a Long Strange Trip It's Been, This or That, and Crazy Eights. These are all hidden puzzle rooms stashed throughout Hearthstone. I go over completing these and showing them off in depth in this video shown here. But essentially, Say My Name is the Say My Name Tavern Brawl, but it's actually always accessible by going to the tutorial screen, going to the screen that shows attacker and defender, and clicking on the screw in the top right corner. What a Strange Trip It's Been can be accessed by using a precise mage deck, queuing up a ranked game, but instead getting pulled into a solar player encounter. This or That involves choosing between 2 Hearthstone cards. Pick the older one 50 times correctly in a row to win. Crazy Eights involves getting 8 players in a Battlegrounds private lobby, all of you AFKing without doing anything, and also not picking heroes that will mess it up, and then coordinating ties using Light Spawn. After a number of turns of doing that, you will complete it and get your Crazy Eights achievement. Do all 4 of those achievements and you earn yourself a secret card back. This is one of the coolest hidden Easter egg things in Hearthstone. These puzzles were added during Showdown in the Badlands, and I think it's one of the coolest things that you can find stashed in Hearthstone's Tavern. But there are actually lots of other series of puzzles for different expansions, such as Castle Nathria, Alterac Valleys, Stormwind, and Barrens. So there is no doubt going to be more in the future, and if you've done none or some of these, there's loads more puzzle content that you could work through to complete achievements and earn card backs. Thanks for watching. If you want to know more about the hidden puzzles as I just talked about, be sure to watch my video on it. Do you know these hidden secrets in Hearthstone? And for now, as always, I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.